going on, TTC? Proper conversation. Man, just want to do a quick touch on a topic that apparently has been being mulled around the Eagle fan base in particular, but I believe it's a topic that anybody should be able to touch on because it's a league-wide thing. When it really comes down to it, anybody can fall victim to this, but only certain teams have. And one in particular right now, the Eagles fan base. I just watched Eaglespeed's video about why fan bases are fighting, and I watched someone else's video that was actually titled "Why Fan Bases Fight" or something like that. I don't remember who it was. Another Eagle fan though. But Eaglespeed says that the reason that they're arguing and fighting amongst themselves, is because the team has made all kinds of transactions, and they want to see their team win now. What? Baby. Maya. Hi. They want to see their team win now. And all this bullshit about why you guys are friendly firing amongst one another, and that's complete and total bullshit. He references, the rest of us in the TTC, show me one team that can make as many moves as the Eagles have, and everybody agrees with it. Not everybody agrees with everything. Well, I agree with you on that, Eaglespeed. Not everybody agrees with everything, but that's besides the point. You guys are on the same team. What? What do you want? You want a pacifier? Uh-oh, I don't know where your pacifier's at, baby. You guys are on the same team. Sometimes the players don't agree with what the coach says. It doesn't mean he goes out and argues and fights with the coach. Now sometimes that happens, but it doesn't mean that's what has to happen. You guys, look, the point of being a fan is to have at least a bit of faith, even if you disagree with what was done. Have a little bit of faith in the fact that the people in your front office have the greater good of your organization in mind, regardless of what the move is that they make. But that's even besides the point. Why are you fighting with each other? That's just dumb. Oh, I gotta roll these windows up. That doesn't make any sense. To fight with each other. Look, Eaglespeed, again, you mentioned all the roster moves. Well, let me take you back to recent history. When Jim Mora left the Seahawks and entered Pete Carroll, the Seattle Seahawks, if I'm not mistaken, set either close to a record or set a record with the amount of transactions made over that offseason, and I think the following offseason. Transaction after transaction after transaction were made. Very few players from the team pre-Pete Carroll were there post-Pete Carroll. Very few. Maybe a couple at most, okay? Did you see any Seattle? Well, you weren't in TTC back then, but I can guarantee you that there was no feuding amongst the Seattle Seahawks TTC vid makers. People may not have agreed with all the moves that were made. Another example. When Pete Carroll decided to start the kid. Y'all know I'm talking about Russell Wilson. When Pete Carroll made the decision to start the kid, when we had just paid those $5 million a year or whatever we're paying to what's his name? Matt Flynn. We had just picked up Matt Flynn, drafted Russell Wilson. Pete Carroll says, fuck it, I'm putting the kid in. People were up in arms about that move. Even it's not to mention in the media, Pete Carroll wasting no time making terrible decisions for his new team. But did you see Seahawks fans feuding about it? Absolutely not. Some folks were on the fence. Some folks disagreed. Some folks agreed. But you didn't see us feuding about it. The reason you guys are feuding amongst one another is because you guys are a poor fan base. That's the answer. That's the answer for Eaglespeed. You guys are a poor fan base, so poor that when you ran out of fucking answers, you fucking turn your fury amongst yourselves. That's your problem. That's your problem, and that makes you a poor fan base for that. Fighting amongst yourselves. That's stupid. Agree or disagree, have intelligent debate about it, but you guys don't fucking turn your gun on your own squad. That's beyond retarded if you ask me. Now what I will say is that all that being said, Eaglespeed, I actually do agree. You actually made half a good video. I do agree with your the latter part of your video, the rant about how Super Bowls don't matter in trash talk. I vehemently agree with you in that statement, because I happen to share a division with one of the biggest yesteryear trash talkers, the San Francisco 49ers. The yesteryear trash talkers. All they got to talk about right now is the 5 rings their team got fucking 20-something years ago. And earlier. That's all they have to talk about right now. They have nothing of recent to talk about, and everyone knows that the world really revolves around what have you done for me lately. That's what the world revolves around. What have you done for me lately? What you did for me yesterday doesn't really matter. The only Super Bowl trophy I say that matters is the one that was just previously won. When it comes to old shit mattering. After that, nothing else matters. The Super Bowl that we won 2 years ago doesn't really matter. Because at 2 years removed from a championship team, a lot can change. 2 years removed from a Lombardi trophy, a lot can change. A whole lot can change. So the only Super Bowl that really matters is the one that was just previously won, because that's the only team that can say that they are as close as you can get to a championship team moving into the following season. The team that just won it is really the only team that has any room talking about winning it again. That's really, I mean, it's really how I feel about it. So if you didn't just win the Super Bowl, you don't really have any room, or at least just played in the Super Bowl, right? So I got to throw that in there because, you know, my Seahawks. So I agree with you on that one, Eaglespeed. Super Bowls don't matter in trash talk. Super Bowls only matter in all-time success conversations about a team. And really, when it comes to that, there really doesn't have to be any debate, because all you gotta do is look at numbers and logistics. That's really all it is. You don't even have to debate which team is better. Well, which team has the most Lombardi trophies? Which team has the most overall wins? Which team has, you know, all the yada yada yada. All that plays into who's the best team historically. But my team's better than yours right now. Why? Because you have 5 Super Bowl rings from over 20 years ago? Absolutely not. So I agree with you there, Eaglespeed. But the beginning of your video is bullshit. Yeah, your Eagles fan base is trash, and that's why you turn on one another. And that sucks for you. So fuck the Eagles and fuck the 49ers. Go Hawks.